Hello, thank you so much again for tuning into my YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to talk about how to make a simple GUI using MATLAB, using the guide MATLAB, and also how to export it as an app so that everyone could use it very simply without any knowledge of MATLAB. Let's get started. So as I said in this video, I want to talk about a simple method on how to make GUI using MATLAB and then export it as an app so that everyone could use. Graphical user interfaces or GUIs, also known as apps, provide point and click control of your software applications, eliminating the need for others to learn a language or type commands in order to run the application. You can share apps both for use within MATLAB and also as standalone desktop or web apps. In this video, I want to show you guys a tutorial on how to make a simple GUI using MATLAB guide. And I will make a GUI which takes in an image and applies different gammas to the image, resulting in an image either getting too dark or too bright. Here is a snapshot of the GUI that I plan to make. So first I want to input an image, and then I want to ask the user to enter a value for gamma, and then I render the image, and the rendered image would be shown here. Let's get started with coding. So let's do the coding part now. The first thing is just open the MATLAB, and then on the command window first write guide, and then when you do that, just choose the blank GUI, and it would choose it and open it up. I need the window to be a little bit bigger, so I do that, and as you guys saw, the outlay of the plan, I just want to have three first push button. First, let's find the push buttons. Button groups, push buttons. The first one, I like to have three of this. First one, and then Control C, Control V would enable us to copy it. And the same thing here, the third one. And I'd like to be more organized, so I want to group all these buttons on this button group to aesthetically make it look better, you know. So this one is here, and let's write their names. The first one is to enter the image. To change the name, you just have to go to a string and then click on this one and write enter the image. And the font, I want it to be 14. It's good enough. And the second one, I want to enter a gamma value. Again, we go first, let's first change the font, and then we go down, we say to the string and write enter a value for gamma. Okay, that's done for the third one. Again, the same thing, but only the string is gonna be render the image. String is right here. Click on this one and write there the image. just like that. So let's also add an axis which would be used to show the rendered image. Make it a little bit bigger. So now that's it. To this one should get a bit bigger because I want to see what it says. Let's make the same thing with this one. Do the same thing with this one. They almost look the same. Now let's hit this green button, which would take us to the code part. So let's first choose the name for this one. Let's choose like gamma modification. So this is the buttons, and here is where the image is gonna be rendered. So let's go one by one. The first one is this one. This should be the push button 1 because that was the first one. If you don't know the name of it, just go here and double click. And you go down, it says push button 1 is the tag. So you just use that. So push button 1, we go to this one. So you have to ignore all of this. You ignore all of this, and we don't really need to do anything with these guys. You come out here, push button callback. You start writing the function here. So that's the first thing. The push button is enter the image. So we need to have an image file and path. Those are the things that we're gonna enter in this one. And UI get file. This is the command that would get the image, and we assume that the image is in the format of PNG. Good. And now the first function would get the image, but then it would have to send these two variables to the next function, to the main function, which is the rendering the image. So we have to use set app data 0 file. That would be sending the file. And now the same thing, but only the path. I copied it and pasted it here. Now we have to go to the second push button. Which is the push button that would get a value for gamma. So we have to ask the user to enter a value for gamma, for which we use prompt. For this one we use prompt, and we say enter a value for gamma, and then the prompt would be used in answer, and answer would be input dialog, input DLG, prompt. Prompt. Now we have the answer. The answer here is actually string, so we have to change it into a numeric value, which would be gamma. So it would be a string to num answer, but you have to write it like this to get the value for gamma. Now that we have the gamma, we have to send it to the main function just like the way we did above. So we say set app data gamma. That's it. Now the last function is where the image is gonna be rendered. So first we have to get the data. The first one is the file, the image. You would say get app data. Get app data 0 file. And the same thing for path. And for gamma. But now that we have all this data, we gotta continue to first read the image, which would be im read path separated with backslash and then file. So this one would enable us to read the specific file, which is a PNG image in this specific path. So then we say im to double, which would enable us to use the image. And then we have AA is equal to, now this is where we are applying the gamma, 1 over gamma, but we gotta be careful to do this too, because it should be applied to the whole image, so we use this point here. And then now it's time to render the image. Handles output is equals to h object here, and then axis handles axis 1, and after that the image uint8 is changed into an 8-bit image using this command, which should be multiplied by 255, and then very easily the image is rendered. So just a quick look to make sure everything is fine. Image AA, and now I think we're ready. Let's see what happens. If you want to test it, just run it. So it hasn't hasn't shown any error. Let's choose this Mona Lisa. Now a value 1 point. Let's put 7. If the value of gamma is larger than 1, the image is going to become very bright. But now let's choose another value, less than 1. When it's less than 1, the image is going to be very dark. But usually the value of gamma is 1.2. Let's see what happens. Now, the usual look on the image was rendered by 1.2 value for gamma. So this was a simple, very simple method to make your own GUI, and I hope it has been useful for you guys. So now you have this GUI and you'd like to change it into an app so that everyone, even with no knowledge of MATLAB, they could use this same app that you have come up with. All you have to do in order for you to compile this into an app, just go over here, apps, and application compiler, and first just write application name, let's say gamma corrector. Let's make sure you wrote it well so it would communicate well with the people who want to use it. And the name Morteza, and everything else is just it's not required, but you could also write everything so that like what your function does, the summary about it, and your company, so that it would be helpful to the people who want to use it. So the main function would be add here, which is gamma modification, and everything else that you want to add to it, you should be adding it all here. And if you have any other subfunction that you want to call from your GUI, and that's it. And to compile this into an app, just hit the package and gamma corrector. I'm going to save it where my GUI is. So because our program is not as big, it's going to be very fast as you saw. It's all ready now for the distribution and for testing. I just want to test the app to make sure it works well. And this is the app. So when you send this to somebody, they don't need to have MATLAB. They just need to have MATLAB compiler, and which is available free, and you don't have to pay any money. So let's test it again. Enter the Mona Lisa and enter a value. Let's add a value 0.2 to see. It should get dark, and yeah, so the app is also working properly. And that's it. Very simply, we were able to change a GUI into an app that could be used by anyone, regardless of the level of knowledge they have of MATLAB. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, I would appreciate it if you could just share it and also subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thank you and have a nice day.